Well, we're down here at Mission Bay this morning, mostly to do two tests. Here's all the stuff I bring that I need to put together and get it into the boat and get it going. The tests I'm doing today are on a pontoon mount transducer right there with a strap, and I'll show that in more detail how it goes on the boat. I think it's going to allow the transducer and the fishfinder to work at high speed. And then the other test I'm doing is on this pipe. That's a 1-inch sprinkler pipe. It's going to go under the floor lengthwise, and it's going to create a shallow V to make a little bit of a V hole to see if it improves boat stability. The 12-foot Scout, the 365, doesn't have any fins on the bottom, so the bottom's real slick, and at 14 miles an hour or so, it gets a little squirrely. Kind of wants to skid across the surface instead of going in a straight line. So I'm hoping that this will straighten the boat out and avoid having to add fins. So I'll get started getting the boat together, and then when I put in the pole and I put in the transducer, I'll show that in detail. So I've partially inflated each of the pontoons, and next I'm going to put the pole in because the floor goes on top of that. So I'll put the pole in and then the floor. We'll inflate the floor a little, then we'll finish off all the inflation. So I inflated the pontoons to 3 psi and the floor to 6 psi. I think that should be stiff enough for today. So next I'm going to finish up setting the rest of the stuff on the boat. So I brought the boat over to the edge of the dock and then put the motor on it. I'm going to show how to install the pontoon transducer. It's really quite easy. It's got a harness that goes around, and so you just get it underneath and aim it the right direction and get these yoke points kind of even on each side, and snap it in and move it up as far as forward as you can, I think. And, tighten this up, making the yokes as even as you can get them. And then I step back, it's right on the bottom, facing the right direction, and I tighten it up a little bit more. Okay, and the strap. Put under there, and that'll stop it from flopping around too much. I wanted to wait until I had the pontoons up off of the deck. Now they won't drag on the deck because I'm going to wheel the boat down into the water, and then I'll retrieve the wheels. Well, I think the pole under the boat, the 1-inch pipe, is a success. I'll give it a speed run here and show you on the GPS, but the boat goes a little faster. It got up to 16 miles an hour real easily. Well, not real easy, it's wide open throttle, but the boat feels more stable. I still may add the fins to this boat. It could be just a little bit more stable, but this is a definite improvement over what I had going previously with nothing on the bottom of the boat. So here we go. So that's pretty cool. The boat lists to starboard just a little bit. I think it did that before. It could be because my seat's off center, but could also be because the pipe isn't in straight. And I think I need to add little guides on it somehow so that it ends up straight down the center of the boat and doesn't want to steer the boat on a bias. But it feels just so much better than it did before. So that one's a winner. Here's what it looks like just looking out front of the boat. So now we've got the depth sounder going. Okay, so there's the depth sounder display, just idling here. So now we're going to give this a speed run. So the picture definitely breaks up. I think you'd be able to see bait balls and things like that at shallower depths, but there's no doubt that it breaks up at that speed. I'm going to play with the fishfinder settings and see if I can actually improve the result with different gain and so forth. So stand by. So I went to higher gain and a narrower beam width down to, I don't know, 15 or 16 degrees. And those two changes seem to help things a bit. Here we go. Settings I tried changing frequencies, chirp, not chirp, and so forth. None of it really seemed to improve it all that much over my very first result. But still, this is a vast improvement over what I was getting when I was mounted on the transom. So I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep using this. I need to go out and test it in deeper water, which I don't have here in Mission Bay, and this morning I don't have time to go out and try it. But sometime when I actually take the boat inshore or in deeper water, I'll get some video and I'll share that here on YouTube also. So thanks for watching. I think both of these are good improvements I've made to the boat. So in the process of putting this video together, a couple of other thoughts occurred. One regards the starboard list. It could be caused by the pipe not being aligned properly. It could be caused by the transducer, that blob sitting on the port pontoon, pushing it up and causing the lift. It could be neither. I need to actually test each one separately and then test without either one and really try to isolate where that list is coming from. I also had an afterthought about the noise on the transducer display as the speed goes up, and even at idle. That noise could be actually electrical noise coming from the motor, or at least some of it could be. So I need to set up a test on land where I run the fish finder in a tank next to the motor and then with the water separate and just see if just motor RPM is causing the hair on the screen. So those will be further tests I need to do.